Welcome everyone to another episode of the Top Bunk podcast. Unfortunately today we do not have Bryn. Me and him did record a episode earlier on today. However, the software kind of mucked up and we were not able to recover anything, which is great, honestly, amazing. Now, here's what we're going to be talking about today. So today, me and Bryn actually had planned to do a few moral testing questions, which we did do, and unfortunately, they did not work out as I mentioned. So instead, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through a little bit of an informational. I'll get there eventually. A little bit of an informational video today, and this is a lot of fitness advice. This is a lot of well-being, that kind of stuff. So. Let's just get into it. So what I'm going to be talking about today is going to be mainly I'm going to be touching on three different companies, products, whatever you want to call them. So the first one that we're going to be talking about is Herbalife. Now, this is probably the most well-known one out of the three. Now, because the main reason why is because it's gotten so big to the point where everyone and their nan and their dog and their granddad, everyone's basically doing this. I don't know why. Don't particularly know why. I personally do not see the whole hype in it. I don't actually agree with it that much. All of these things that I'm going through today have got a negative side to them. However, so we're going to be touching over three different subjects. So we're going to be going over Herbalife being number one. Then we've got Valentus, which is like a detox tea. It's like a skinny juices, that kind of stuff, right? So pretty much similar aspect. And finally, we've got the skinny jab, which is definitely, in my opinion, the biggest kind of not lie, but it's really a misunderstanding, misinformative aspect of online presence. So people who have got online presence are promoting it and they don't actually know anything about it. Now, let's go into the first one, Herbalife. We have got, as I said, Herbalife. It was, don't exactly know when it was founded, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's gained a lot of traction purely because of one footballer really promoting it. They've also sponsored quite a few F1 teams, which obviously promotes them a little bit further. Now, here is the positive. I've got some good points and some bad points for every single one of these, so feel free to kind of let me know what you think about them in the comments. So to start off with Herbalife, as I said, we've got on the positive side, it's simple. It's easy to make and it's really quick to make as well. So quick and easy kind of go hand to hand in that. So what I mean by that is obviously with Herbalife, you've got there's something called a Formula One shake. That is like their main selling product. That is what they sell primarily. And then you've also got the rest there kind of lineup, which is kind of below. It's not below, it's secondary to that. So what they say is that if you drink their F1 shake for breakfast, then you will lose weight and you'll also feel energized and all that kind of jazz throughout the day. Now, the F1 shake, I actually went on MyFitnessPal, found the not authorized, I found the verified version of the F1 shake. It's macros, it's micros, the whole thing, it's calories, the whole lot. And here is what I found. So in terms of calories, you've got 90 calories per 2 scoops, which is per serving. So 90 calories per serving, followed by a gram of fat, 95 milligrams of sodium, 190 milligrams potassium, 13 grams of carbs, 9 grams of protein, and 25% of so these are the percentages are the needs for an adult who's on a 2,000 calorie diet, or like diet. By diet, I mean their daily intake of calories is 2,000 calories per day. So 25% of their A and vitamin C requirements, 8% of their calcium requirements, and 15% of their iron requirements. Now, let's dissect these one by one. So you've got 90 calories at the start. This is it's interestingly low. And especially the thing that really baffles me, right, is that obviously, as we said, it's got 90 calories in it, which it's fine for weight loss. Do not get me wrong. If you're looking to lose weight, this will be effective. It will. And for one reason, because you're cutting out what normally people would have at least 500 calories in their breakfast. So you have about 500 calories in your breakfast. My breakfast, which only consists of cereal and milk, has about 700. I do have a lot more cereal than the average human being should in a bowl. But that's that. So I've got about 700 calories there. So if I was to replace my breakfast with this shake, it would cut my calories down by about 600. Well, not by about, by 610 calories, give or take. Obviously, it's not bang on 700. It sometimes will fluctuate. So that is why it does work. Okay, so Herbalife, in hindsight, it does work. It's not the best option to go for. It's not the cheapest option to go for, but it does work. Now, let's look at the rest. So you've got 1 gram of fat, 9 grams of protein, and 13 grams of carbs. So 13 grams of carbs plus the 9 grams of protein is 22. Times that by 4, we get 88 plus 9 calories from fat. So it is 97 calories from the macros. So for each macro, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, 1 gram of protein is 4, and 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories as well. So adding all those up, 9 grams of protein, 13 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of fat, they all add out to 97 calories. Now, let's look at this. They say that it's a wellness drink, right? So it's a weight loss, and it also is for health and wellness. Now, I don't disagree with that by any means. Like, yes, you do lose weight. Yes, it is fairly healthy. It's got minimal carbs, minimal sugar, minimal fat, and it's got a moderately low. It's got a modest amount of protein in it, so it's nothing crazy. Now, there's other positives. It's easy, it's simple, it's quick, and it also does work because of the calorie deficit, the concept of a calorie deficit. Now, on the other hand, on the negatives, we've got its price. Now, each tub of this stuff is approximately £30, if I remember correctly. Let me actually quickly have a look through my Instagram messages, because I spoke to a Jen not that long ago who actually did have, he sold it, I guess you could say. I don't really want to say sold because it's not the right word, but actually no, it is the right word. He did sell it. However, I don't particularly agree with the whole thing. Now, let's go over to the negatives. So as I said, we got it's pricey. Secondly, it's got less potassium than a banana. Now, an average banana, like a medium-sized banana, has got 422 milligrams of potassium. Now, potassium is not a bad thing. Keep that in mind. It's sodium that you want to look out for. So it's drastically lower in potassium than a banana. A banana's actually got 2 times and a little bit more of potassium. Now, it's got less vitamin C and the same amount of vitamin A as orange juice. So 1 cup of orange juice will give you 124% of your vitamin C daily kind of requirements. And it will give you 25%. Yeah, 25% of your vitamin A. So it's very, very similar in terms of, your vitamin A, and it completely smashes vitamin C. Now, I found the price. So 1 tub costs £30 and it contains 30 servings, right? So let's say a serving a day. So you're spending an extra £30 a month. So it's basically a £30 a month kind of subscription, if you will. Now, you've also, as said, vitamin C is considerably less. It's actually way less. So 25%, obviously you're looking at about 5 times less vitamin C than a cup of orange juice, which is, is it 4? No, 4. Yeah, 4 times less. Sorry, my bad. Now my final point is obviously that it exploits the idea or the concept, if you will, of a calorie deficit. Anyone can consume less calories. So in the morning, you wake up, you have your breakfast, and instead of having a massive bowl of cereal, you have a banana and a glass of orange juice. Now that together combines to about, like 200 calories, maybe maximum. So you're only going over what a Formula 1 shake would do for 97. So you're only going over by about 100, which is not actually that big of a deal in my mind. So you've got 100 calories from the banana and you got the glass of orange juice, which is approximately, let's find out. So 1 cup of orange juice is 112 calories. So you're looking at about 220-ish, 216 to be pedantic. I don't, 209, 200, about 200 and something. Okay, let's just say that. So you're looking at about an extra 100 calories. Now, to me, that extra however much is not worth £30 a month personally. And also what you need to look at is the fact that if you only have, let's say you only have a glass of orange juice and a banana every morning, how much money do you spend on your cereal? So you'll have less, you'll need to buy less cereal, which personally, I go through a box every 3 days? I think I go through a box every 3 days, and I get my cereal from Waitrose, so I don't really know the price of them. I know they're triple chocolate chip, cereal from cereal Waitrose. Let's just put that in, and here we go. So they cost £2. So they cost £2, right? So if I go through one of them every single day. One of them every 3 days. So 2 of them a week, right? So 2 of them a week. So £4 a week. £4 a week times 4 is £16 a month. So if I was to just switch and only have a banana and a glass of orange juice per morning, I'd actually be saving I don't think bananas actually cost that much, and neither does orange juice. So I'd be saving a hell of a lot of money. So let's say let's say worst case scenario, £6. So I'd be saving £10 a month just cutting down. So that's £120 a year. Simply just having orange juice and a banana for breakfast. And they give you sufficient amount of energy because bananas got carbs. Carbs are used to refill your glycogen stores on the body, which then, as I said, gives you more energy. Whereas don't get me wrong, I haven't tried the F1 shake. I had it like once and I didn't like the taste of it. It tasted too bland. That's another thing, right? The taste. So if you are the kind of person that enjoys drinking shakes, whatever, go for it. It might be for you. Personally, it was not for me. I didn't enjoy it because it was just way too bland. Even when I paired it with milk, which still, if you pair it with milk, you're also looking at an extra additional like 140 calories per eight fluid ounces of milk. I believe that was it anyway. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was about 100 and something calories. So you're also adding extra 100 calories to your morning. So it does it from 90 calories. If you have it with milk, it all of a sudden goes up to about 200, which is obviously the same as that banana and that glass of orange juice. Also, quick side note, my camera might die during this because I tried to record and charge it at the same time using a USB cable. It did not like it, so just be warned, it might give out. If it does, then I'm sorry, but YouTube, you guys might have to do without the video on this one. Now, next one on my list is Valentus. Right now, Valentus are mainly as a weight loss supplement or as a detox. Especially, that is one thing that I completely despise, is detoxes, and I will go into the reason why. So let's go onto the positive of it, right? So Valentus, it reduces your body weight. Now, that is obviously the point of most of these skinny juices or skinny teas or whatever. They're meant to reduce your body weight, which is like, yeah, it does reduce your body weight, but it's not taking off the weight that you want. So the way that skinny teas work is the fact that they contain diuretics. And obviously anyone who knows what that means, it means that it makes you pee more, makes you go to the toilet more, which in turn will reduce your water weight. Now, the way to obtain what companies like Valentus give is, so the way that you would do it naturally without any kind of extra stuff would be, you have one day. So let's say you want to go to the beach on Friday, right? And you want to look chiseled and you want to look lean and you want to look amazing for that one day. So this is what you would do. You would, on Thursday, you would have no carbohydrates, nothing, zilch, nada, tipota. And you would have a lot of water. I'm talking a lot. I'm talking about, what are we thinking? Like 5-6 liters of water, right? More than you normally would have in your daily, on a day-to-day basis. And then what that would do is that would deplete your glycogen stores. It would also make you pee a lot more, which would mean that the excess water, subcutaneous water, is then drained from the body. That gives your skin a less like full look, and it gives it a little bit more dry, a little bit more crisp. Then what you would do on the Thursday, you would have, so on the Thursday, you would carb load a lot. So you would eat a lot of carbohydrates. You'd have decent amount of water, not too much. So we're looking at about, like 1.5 liters to 2 liters that day. You would have a lot of water then. And on that final day, the day that you are going to the beach, you would look filthy. So you would have a pump because your glycogen stores have been replenished. Especially if you do like a few press-ups before you go to the beach, like every guy does. Unless that's just me. In that case, I need to really reconsider my life. But you do a little bit of exercise before, and then because of the carbohydrates, your glycogen stores would be refilled, which means your blood sugar would go up, and I don't know why, but that makes your veins look a lot better, and it would also make your muscles look a little bit bigger. Your skin would still be a little bit dry, which means that there would be minimal contact between the skin and the muscle underneath. So less subcutaneous water, and obviously less water, the less, the closer the skin is to the muscle. So you would look good. So that's kind of the concept that these guys go off of, is the fact that it actually takes out water weight, reducing the distance between skin and muscle, making you look leaner, which is why if you actually go to a lot of these, so like let's say one of my friends does this kind of stuff, right? She does Valentus, and I can, as I said, I disagree with it, but they post progress pictures, and I put it in inverted commas for everyone who's watching on YouTube, because you look at them and there is no progress. So the progress that they're doing is, they are, a lot of people, whoever you see noticeable progress in, if you actually look fairly closely, unless you can see specific definition of, like, so let's say vascularity has increased. I hear banging. But unless you see vascularity has increased or anything like that, most of them are simply doing a simple sucking in, which I always find very, very funny. Now, I can't actually see any pictures, any progress pictures, which is really interesting. But yeah, like, I mean, as I said, most people will normally just do a little simple suck in, and then after that, maybe do a couple of sets on the bench, or, I mean, I don't think girls really do bench, but you know, it's really easy to make yourself look so much better. Right now, let's do it. So this is me right now, right? So anyone who is on the YouTube version, you can see this. So this is me kind of just relaxed. And if I flex, you see that I instantly have a little bit more definition, tiny bit, nothing too crazy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not anything ridiculous, but you can see that it's a difference, so that people on Instagram, if you add a little bit of a filter in there, you know, just slide in a filter in that little picture, you should be fine. People who do not know what fat loss looks like, they will think that is the case. So that's enough of the sidetracking. So let's go on to the negatives of Valentus. Okay. Number one, they do not tell you how their products work. Now, if a place does not tell you how their product works, I instantly urge you to get off that website and do more research. Because if a place does not tell you how their products work, it means that they will, if they try and explain it, they know someone will probably A, debunk it, or two, people will instantly realize, shit, these guys are, frauds pretty much. So if, they don't explain how it works, get off that page. Now, point number two, non-evaluated FDA statements. So the FDA is the Food and Drug Association, something like that. I think it's the Food and Drug Agency. That's it. Food and Drug Agency. So they kind of not talk about, but they not authorize either. They approve and evaluate certain, products and stuff like that. Unfortunately, YouTube, we've lost you. It was good. It was good seeing your faces, but I've lost you. I'm sorry. Now, as I mentioned, they evaluate and approve certain kind of, so let's say they will approve if food A was it. If let's say, I don't know, let's say chia seeds, right? I don't know. Let's say chia seeds. Let's say chia seeds instantly made you lose weight. They don't, but let's say they did. The FDA would take it, they would look at it, and they would trial it, and they would say, actually, yeah, it does, and they would approve it as a weight loss food. Now, the FDA have not evaluated and approved any of the statements that they've not approved most of the statements that Valentus actually have on their products, which include things such as, if I can actually find it, that would be perfect. But while I try and find it, let's just move on to the next little subtopic, and that is that detox. What is detoxing? Right. So a lot of people think, oh, I'm on a detox. I'm on a cleanse. I'm on a detox cleanse. Like, okay, well, do you know what that means? No, not really. I just heard it and I was like, oh, let's try it. So detox, your body actually has the ability to detox itself, stupidly enough. It's called sweating and peeing and excreting feces. So that is the job of your kidneys, my friend. And if you take that job away from your kidneys, they tend to not like it. Now, going back to what I was saying is, on the Valentus website, it says exclusive functional coffee formulated to crush cravings, increase energy, support the body's own natural sugar levels, support mood and focus, and support your body's cardiovascular system. Now, there's an extra one thing in there that it actually, all of them have got stars next to it. So, crush cravings, increase energy, support fat metabolism, and nourish the body to support weight loss, support the body's own natural sugar levels, support mood and focus, and support your body's cardiovascular system. All of those have an asterisk next to them that says these statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not agency, my bad. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Results not typical and may vary. So what they are offering, the exclusive functionality of the coffee, there's no form of evidence shown by the FDA that shows that these actually do what they say. And this is for the slim roast coffee, right? And actually, if I go to, I think most of these actually do have the same. So this one here doesn't even have all of its, doesn't actually have any of the perks, which is a little bit concerning. So, as I said, all of these have got asterisks next to them, which means none of these have actually been fully authorized or evaluated by the FDA, which I think if that is the case, then it should not be advertised as such, which that's just me. Now, as we were talking before I got sidetracked again, detox. So your kidneys tend to filter out your blood, which means they detox it in a way. They get rid of all the nasty substances and they excrete them from the body, either through sweat or through urine or through feces. That is what detoxing actually is. You do not need an extra drink to help you detox your body. Yes, it will make you pee a lot more, but that's because it's got a diuretic. Now diuretics, don't get me wrong, they're not harmful to your health. Not necessarily. If you consume enough water to support them, it's fine. You tend to not have an issue. Or if you eat enough to sustain the extra nutrients that will be going out, you don't have an issue. However, if you do not eat enough, if you do not drink enough, and you take a diuretic, you risk being deficient in vitamins and minerals, and you also risk dehydration. And now dehydration is something you do not want to be messing with. Trust me, it's not nice. It's really, really dangerous, as you've probably heard. Now, that is my second point on Valentus, and that is the final point on Valentus. Thirdly, the skinny jab. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Really? You're making, like, there's a company that have called themselves like the skinny jab, and this is just, oh my god, it genuinely makes my blood boil. So the skinny jab is a weight loss jab that apparently this. The weight loss specialists. Now, that I could very easily probably sue this company. Because Jesus Christ, like, dude, it's... So let's see how it works, okay? So how it works, to anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's skinnyjab.co.uk on Google. I've got Google Chrome. So, wave goodbye to hunger. Have you failed diets because you feel hungry at the time? We've been there too. Skinny Jab can remove hunger from the equation using a tried and tested medical solution which acts as an appetite suppressant. The Skinny Jab plans to reduce your hunger, allowing you to eat less while avoiding the cravings for those troublesome snacks. Now, do you want to know what else is a appetite suppressant? Smoking. I'm not going around the internet telling people to start smoking, am I? Second, reduce portion sizes. Your appetite doesn't naturally shrink to meet the shrinking portions. Oh, well, I guess that this will instantly make me able to eat less portions. Over a significant short period of time, the Skinny Jab plan can suppress your appetite for big portions of food, effectively shrinking your stomach and preparing your body to expect less food. Now, that is what happens when you go on a smaller calorie. Geez, I'm losing my words. This tends to happen anyway when you start to consume less calories. Now, how does that work? I used to eat, when I was bulking, I used to eat about 3,200 calories, went up to 3,500. My stomach adjusted quickly. And when I say quickly I mean I was hungry after eating 3,200 calories in a day. I needed that 3,500. Now, vice versa, when I was dropping down in weight, when I was trying to cut, my body, before I could eat a large Domino's pizza and not have an issue. This is with classic crust, and not have an issue. I could still have two sides. One day I had a full large pizza, half a medium pizza, and then along with that, I had 3 boxes of cookies to go with it, and I was perfectly fine. No food coma, no nothing. Now, when I dropped down to my cut, and I went, I had a cheat meal. I don't have cheat days. I've got cheat meals in my plans because they work a lot better than cheat days. So on my cheat meal, I had a Domino's pizza, and I had a large Italian crust. Now that is, for anyone who doesn't know Domino's, the way they make Italian crust is by using the smaller, the step down dough of what you're ordering. So if I ordered a large Italian crust, they'll give me the medium dough. They just stretch it out thinner, which means I had approximately, 2.5 inches of less dough in diameter. Now, I could not finish that thing for the life of me. I got about, how many slices are in? I think there's like 8 slices. So I got to slice number 6 and I started feeling sick. Sorry, no, there's 10 slices. So I got to slice number 8 and I started feeling sick. I remember there was 2 slices left and I said, you know what? I can't do this. I gave them to my brother or to my dogs. I can't remember which one. So the Skinny Jab doesn't do that. Your body does it. Your body is primed with ways to stop eating as much if you want it to. So your body, if you eat less food, it will adjust and you will not be able to eat as much as you used to. Right now, I can't fully eat a large pizza again. I can't. To this day, I did it the other day and I also had some chicken strippers with it, but I can guarantee you I felt sick after it. So it's not the Skinny Jab that does that. It is your body. So point number 3 they make is releases your stored fat. Ketoacidosis is a specific term for a dreadful condition that your body can develop when cells are unable to get the sugar or glucose they need for energy. Very correct. It's often referred to as starvation mode. Also correct. For this very reason, some very low-calorie or fasting-style fad diets can present a real danger to your health. Now that is also fairly true. The low calorie section of it is very true. The fasting, it depends what kind of fast you do. If you're doing intermittent fasting, you're doing a 16 to 8, that does not apply to you. You do not need to worry about that. If you're not eating for 3 days and stuffing your face for the other 4, you might need to worry about it. An appetite suppressant used in the skinny jab plan can regulate the glucose level in your blood. Now, here's the thing. That cannot happen unless it uses insulin. Unless it messes around with your insulin levels, this shouldn't happen. So the fact that it has a possibility to mess with your insulin levels is alone, I would leave it. The only time you should be messing with your insulin levels is if you're type 1 diabetic. If you're not, then I'm sorry, but this, like that, is not safe. Now, finally, develop positive habits. Skinny Jab can help you control your appetite, providing you with a unique opportunity to develop some marvelous new nutritional habits. During your weight loss journey with us, we hope that you establish a love of cooking healthy, delicious foods that's easy on the waistline. You know what else is really easy on the waistline? Buying a book by Joe Wicks. And I do not necessarily like Joe Wicks, but I would rather buy one of his books on cooking than get injected with something that I do not know what it even contains. And let me just quickly say this. On the Skinny Jab website, it does not tell you what that jab contains. It doesn't tell you shit. So the only thing it says, average weight loss is 8 to 15 pounds within the first 3 to 4 weeks. The initial program lasts 3 to 4 weeks, including full medical consultation, clinical assessment, and complete home care package, ongoing aftercare, and out-of-hours support service. Now, the fact that they do not tell you what this contains is very, very, very concerning. And I will give you why. Imagine if, let's say, the government came up to you and said, right, we've got this amazing jab that will cure cancer, that would, it would reduce the risk of you getting coronary heart disease to nothing. It would wipe out diabetes. It would do marvelous things. It would be a miracle drug. However, we have not had it tested by any governing body. This is just something someone came up to us, offered us, and we took it. What would you say? They do not tell you how it works. They do not tell you what it contains. They do not tell you if it's been authorized or trialed by a governing body. They tell you absolutely nothing, and you have to inject it into your body. What would you say? Now, keep in mind, this is going into your bloodstream that floods through your heart, through every single vital organ in your body, through every tissue, goes through your muscles, goes through your brain, goes through your stomach, your liver, your lungs, your heart. Like, take a second, think about it. If you need to think about it, then if you actually need to think about it, then we've got a serious issue on our hands. You should probably be a little bit more concerned. But think about, what would you say if the government came out and said that to you? You take a second. Cool. Hopefully you've said no, because if you haven't, then I really recommend you get in contact with me and I smack some sense into you. Now, why would you, if you wouldn't trust your own government with that, why would you trust a website that has got no scientific evidence behind it, doesn't tell you what it contains? And I'm not going to lie to you, I don't think it's actually got that many reviews. I can only see the first one, but it's just, plus also, can we just quickly point out, actually, yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reviews, 299, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 and like 4 of them are from the same person. Bro, come on, sort it out. Now, pricing, let's go for the pricing because this is fucking great. I love this. I love doing this kind of research. So, Skinny Jab Daily Program for 3 to 4 weeks, right? How much do you think you'd pay for 3 to 4 weeks, right? 50, 60, 70, 100 pounds at push. Try 249 for 3 to 4 weeks, right? So 3 weeks, right? Let's say 4 weeks. So 4 weeks times that by 32. I charge my PT clients for 4 sessions if they were to buy them individually and not take the bulk, which please never do. That's a stupid idea. I would charge them £128 and I could guarantee you in those 3 to 4 weeks, they would feel so much better than taking a skinny jab. But let's go skinny 7 weekly program, right? This program currently on offer, save £150 and it costs $350. You would be paying £500 for a 4-week program for a jab. Now, can I just say one thing and excuse my language, but holy fucking shit. £500. That is ridiculous. But as I said, I would charge my PT clients for doing once a week sessions. This is once a week with me, £128. And that would come with full support outside of the gym. It would come with a program that they can take away with them and use every time that I'm not in the gym with them. It would also come with nutritional advice, and it would also come with nutritional advice specific to what they want to achieve. So if someone wants to achieve weight loss, I will tell them exactly how many calories they can consume, how many calories they can't go over. I'll even tell them their macro nutritional requirements. And that is for £128. Weigh that up against 249. Oh my God. That is actually ridiculous. 250 quid. That's what I pay. I don't even pay that a month for my car. Like what? Jesus Christ. Like I think that is every single direct debit I have coming out of my account combined. That is crazy. That's crazy. But so any of these, so let's quickly have a summary. So do I recommend Herbalife for anyone? The only reason why I would recommend Herbalife to anyone that is looking at it is if you do not have time in the morning to make yourself a cup of orange juice and a banana. If you do not have the time to make those 2 things, if you don't have the time to wake up 5 minutes before you do at the moment, then sure, go for it. But if you do have the extra time, then I implore you, please go and get yourself a carton of orange juice, a little bit of banana. If you don't like orange juice, eat a kiwi instead. Kiwis are also very high in just about every single vitamin that you can find. Have 2 kiwis in the morning. Keep a banana in your car while you're driving to work. It'll do you wonders. You'll lose the weight, and you will also not pay an extra £30 a month. Can we just point out that's like 2 Netflix subscriptions? Just quickly throwing that out there. Actually, I don't even know how much a Netflix subscription is nowadays. I don't use it. But £30 a month, or you can have a glass of orange juice and a banana. That's number 1. If you don't have the time to pour yourself a glass of orange juice and have a banana or something, or 2 kiwis or whatever, I'm sorry, but you need to seriously look at what time you're waking up. Now, number 2, Valentus. Would I recommend this to anyone? Fuck no. And the reason behind it is your body is made to detox itself. You do not need anything else to detox you. You don't need anything to detox your body for you. Also, does it reduce your weight? Yes, it does. Will that weight stay off if you drink a little bit extra that day? No, it won't. Actually, sorry, not if you drink a little bit extra that day. If you eat more than you would the day before, then you will still gain that weight. If you eat more than your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure, then you will gain weight. I don't care what you're drinking, you will still gain weight. Just like with Herbalife, if you have that for breakfast and you go smash out a fat Domino's, eating like 2,500 calories in one single meal, then you've had breakfast, and then you've had lunch and midday snack on top of that. Guess what, mate? You're turning into a house. Now, finally, skinny jab. Will I recommend it? I think everyone knows the answer to that, don't you? But that has been it for me today. Again, I really apologize that me and Bryn were not actually able to bring you guys the full episode. We will reschedule it for another week. Next week, we are talking about the difference between body positivity and actually being obese and needing to put a change in your life. Those two things have been very mixed up lately. I see a lot of people on Instagram being like, oh, I love my body. I love it. It's great. And in reality, they are at risk from dying from heart disease, from obesity, from everything obesity related, including diabetes. So stay tuned for that next week, because I think it will help and it will bring light to a lot of things that people do not understand. I could go into a whole different rant right now about it, but I will not. I'll try and refrain from it. But thank you guys for listening to me today. I apologize there was no Bryn. As said, we did try to film one, but my camera, it wasn't actually the camera, it was my laptop, just decided to introduce some white noise into the mix, and me and Bryn were sitting a little bit too close, so our mics were you could hear me through his mic, you could hear him through my mic, and it just echoed like crazy. So next time we'll just keep my mic in the middle and do it that way. But thank you guys for listening. I hope you have enjoyed. If you guys are more interested about me or Bryn, look us up on Instagram. I am at Alex Amorginos, AlexAmorginos. And then Bryn is at Bryn_Ferber, BRYN_FURBER. Find us on Instagram. Find the page for the Top Bunk podcast, the bed podcast, definitely the bed podcast around. On Facebook, I think it's facebook.com/the Top Bunk podcast. As I said, definitely the best one around. I'm joking. We try to be one of the best. Don't think we are, but we're striving for it. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your week. Stay safe because of this whole corona stuff, but stay safe. We love you all, and we will see you next week, where both me and Bryn will hopefully be talking to you through my Chody microphone. I'll speak to you guys next week.